Then had to run some errands for Mom. And who's all here?
Everybody.
It's here. Yep.
Everybody?
Yep.
Alright. Okay, we are ready to get started then. Nah, shit, give me a second.
If you oblige you.
Okay. Alright, we left off. Combat having just ended.
Oh.
You guys.
Hey.
Power of Jesus flew through Chris once again.
Dwarf man bodies over here.
Yep.
I can't tell from looking at him because I'm not smart enough, but does it seem like rousing him a bit will get him up?
I think he's so in negatives.
That's... You remember you remember that first thing I said?
Does not seem like he seems like he would not rouse immediately.
Okay.
Need some rest.
Okay. Well, I want to talk to him before I go, so I'd look at you, Joe.
What?
I'd look to you, Joe, and I'd say, do you think you could help get him conscious a bit sooner?
Lay the power of Jesus upon this poor bereft soul.
Shake my head. And I'd say I've given out all the healing I can today.
I'd nod.
Tarko would just raise his hand. I can help.
I'd look at him and nod.
And he will lay down the demon healing.
It's like, let me lay down. It's like, Jesus has forsaken this poor dwarf, so let me lay down the power of Satan.
There you go. You all need some Satan in your life.
I'll just keep a hold of the dwarf's axe
I mean,
for a bit.
I could use share sacrifice on him, but I don't think y'all want that.
No. But yeah.
Well, it will take a minute before we know if this 10 healing will be enough for him. And Tarka will even say that it could take a little time.
Yep. I'm just sitting there. Got my sword back over my back, and just be sitting down looking at his axe.
And the Tarka would also dismiss the time elemental.
Oh, right, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably delete it, Joe, if you were controlling it. It does also mean that you can delete yourself. Don't do that.
There's nothing left for me in this one.
Yeah.
Well, after about a minute, his eyes would kind of flutter open, and he'd start to kind of rouse, like, oh. By Odin's beard, I'm alive.
Sure, Chris, you want to be alive.
Oh, sorry. Let me give you my planned response. Nod.
He'd look around and say, well, since I'm alive, doesn't look like I'm in chains. So where does that sit me, laddie?
Didn't seem worth it. Let's say, can I ask you something?
He says, you can ask me anything you like, lad.
So you fight like a mercenary, but you serve a king.
He'd nod. Say, he says, in a respect, yes, lad. He'd say, he says, Gromgeld Golden Shield, at your service.
I'd shake his hand. And,
Shake yours.
I'd say, just call me Abby.
He'd nod.
Nate, how old is this dwarf? Just eyeballing it. I think it's fucking impossible to eyeball a dwarf's age. Though it's probably going to be impossible for anyone to peg my age for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You angelic god beast thing.
Aasimar and Paramortal Joe, I'm gonna live twice as long as normal.
Aasimar lived the same amount of time as a human, though.
He has. There is another thing he named.
Oh, sure, fixed Aasimars, but not Nate's Aasimars.
Yeah.
Do your Aasimars live longer, Nate?
They used to live it as long as elves. If you still go to the Aasimar page on the PFSRD, it's pretty much elven aging. Or half-elf, some shit like that.
Yeah, half-elven. Aasimars and
There you
Tieflings
go.
lived as long as half-elves did.
But
Which I
with
always thought was silly, but
yeah, but with Paramortal, I only age 1 year every 2 years.
if you had to guess his age, we talking by human standards or by like by dwarf standards? Are you trying to guess his age?
Dwarf standards, I guess. Years he has been alive.
Give me a wisdom check.
Okay. That thing I'm super good at. Oh yeah, I started looking for my character sheet, then I gave up. PDF is on Roll20. Here we go. Wisdom is garbage. He's 5. Somewhere between 50 and 200. Nice.
I mean, he looks like by human standards, he looks like he's probably in his, late 30s, maybe early 40s, but you don't know where that equates to for dwarves.
Okay. I'd ask him. I'd ask him. So, what king?
He'd sit back and he'd say, he says, my king is my king, laddie. Is Magnus Firebreather. Currently, he says, but I do owe the would-be king of Camelot a great deal. Clunks his head back against the wall. Say, years past, he saved me, the wife and little ones from harpies. He says about 4 months ago, he came a calling on that favor.
I'd nod and say there's 2 of those right now.
Two of what?
Kings.
kings.
2 would-be kings.
Well, no, there is a would-be king and there is the king.
There is no
Ooh,
king
is-
yet.
At this moment, no, but it's in motion.
Yes, a would-be king.
And he'd nod, say, "This is I. The situation in Camelot has returned to has returned to how it." Or he says has about returned to the way it was before Uther.
How long ago was that, Nate? Don't make me roll knowledge.
Uther Pendragon was Arthur's father.
Oh, okay.
He,
So
he
just
ruled for about 35 years before Arthur did. Arthur sat the throne for about 20, so we're sitting at like 60 plus years ago.
okay. I was just a young 20-year-old man then.
He'd say, though it seems I failed to uphold my end of the favor. So where does that sit me now with you lads?
Sit my chin on my hand, my fist, and say, "Well, doesn't mean you should turn your back on your friend." Point at him, say, I'd point at him and say, "You have to have a better reason for that."
Aye, that I do, lad. You're a strange one, you know that?
I'd shrug, and
Says, you have heart.
I'd just say, I just think every king is the same. Wait,
Well.
I got more.
Okay. Put up.
I'd say if more people were to look and listen to what their enemies have to say, there's not a lot that's worth fighting about.
He'd think his head back, and he'd say, he'd laugh. He'd say, 50 years ago, I'd have disagreed with you wholeheartedly, lad. But seems most of what brings men to fight is pride, honor, and promises.
I'd think about it, I'd say women are worth fighting over. Not to the death, but...
Aye, promises, lad. I'd say it doesn't matter what promise. Promise to a friend, promise to a brother, promise of wealth, promise of pussy. Promises, lad.
Nate, does his axe look unique? Like it's a memorable item?
It does seem fairly unique in its shaping and how it has a the way it's set up is right before it hits to the axe itself is actually what appears to be a griffin's head, and with the beak essentially coming across the top of the axe and ending right where the axe blade starts.
Oh, that's fucking cool. I'd hand him back his axe.
He'd take it and just kind of sit it across his lap where he's sitting. Say, so what now, laddie? Do you suggest that I hold my promise? He says, go. He says, wee lad asked me to protect whatever that was over there, and you lot have destroyed it. So can't well do that now.
I'd nod.
I'd have words. Ooh, look to him. Let's say, so you support Mordred.
He'd shrug and say, as far as who's king at Camelot, it's not my land, so I don't particularly care, but I owe the lad. He says, I do owe the lad a favor, one he called upon.
I would say, do you know what this circle was doing?
Shake his head and he says, no. He says, both arcane and divine are a bit beyond me. He says, are a bit beyond me, wee one.
Not at half of that. I'd say it was compelling hostilities amongst those that could facts.
Pause for a moment as he looks over at you.
6. Ooh, oh. I'd say the guards. I'd say guards were acting reckless and without abandon, and the people just as such. Pot waiting to boil over into riots. That is what you were protecting.
He'd grumble something in Dwarven.
Yeah, there you go.
Ugh.
Yes, okay.
You know it?
You know Dwarven?
Yep.
You'd hear him as he'd say, oh boy, what are you doing?
I will say, you don't know magic, and I imagine you didn't know or were informed what it's doing, but you were defending it, and ignorance does not defend you from the law of Camelot. You're free to keep your steel, you've earned that, you fought well, but we will be taking you in to stand trial.
He'd nod and he'd say, well, I'm glad for you to let me keep my steel. He says, I imagine it'll be taken from me before I'm taken in his block. Appreciate the offer of the same.
I'd stretch. I'd say, are you sure you want to do that, Beldroth? Seems like a waste of time.
I'd say it's a waste of someone's time, but not mine. Take him there, and he will be in someone else's hand.
Nod. I'd say, or he could talk with Mordred. I get the feeling you don't agree with what with his methods. I'd be looking at the dwarf at that point. I would have said his name, but I don't remember it.
Grimgeld. Golden Shield.
Yep, I would have said I don't think you agree with his methods, Grimgeld. Yeah.
Excuse
He
me,
would-
I didn't even see him using a shield.
No, he didn't.
That is fucking-
Don't you understand family names with dwarves,
Yeah.
Nate?
His
It doesn't matter if he has a golden shield. Someone in his past had a fucking golden shield and made that a name.
yeah. Now his Spiritus
Oh.
is Golden Shield.
Anyway, there you go. He'd kind of stand up, using the axe to prop himself up for a moment. He'd say, I thought the lad had darkened, though it saddens me greatly to see how far he's fallen. He says, the boy I knew, the one who saved my wee ones and my wife, he'd never have inflicted such magic upon the people. He says such a thing would have infuriated him, sent him sword in hand after the ones who did.
I'd say, if you can find out what's driving him to do this, you could choose to try and stop him yourself, or tell us what's going on. And look at you, Joe. I'd say, it seems like it'd be more useful, right? More peaceful, too.
He'd look to you, Joe, and he'd have words.
Ooh, he's got words.
He'd say, I lost, lad. My life is yours to do with what you wish. He says, and you're right. Ignorance does not excuse my complicity in this evil. But if there's a chance that I could find what is causing the wee lad to do this, and perhaps stop it, I would like the chance.
Damn.
He's a
I'm
dwarf.
apparently- I'm
He's
on
a
the ball.
dwarf, Joe. Dwarfs
That's
don't
right.
lie.
I don't know.
If they want to betray you, they're gonna fucking tell you.
You never know, man.
Someday I'll kill you. I'll kill
This
you.
is
Dad.
sneaky dwarf.
Yeah.
Chris, this coming from the guy that anytime someone says anything, you're like, hey, sense motive that. Get the fuck out of
It's
here.
a dwarf, Joe.
No,
Nate
get the
doesn't
fuck outta
really
here.
care about dwarves, but when he does them, he knows how to do them.
Well, he very much appears to be speaking the truth. He seems very much ashamed of his complicity here. But more than that, it seems like he wants to find out what is making Mordred evil, and if possible, it seems like he might be wanting to save him if he can. But more than that, stop him from doing further evil.
I just nod. Well, kind of both of you, because you're both making good points. You're both making good words. Look to Atarka and say, that thing you summoned, how far can it take people? As long as you can describe it, it can go there.
Wait, it doesn't have a cap on distance?
It's greater.
It's
than teleport.
it's restricted to this plane. And all you have to
Oh
do
my
is be able
God.
to describe the place effectively.
Oh my god. Wait,
There's
does
this
the
place.
does the caster need to describe it, or?
You need to describe it to the thing.
Okay.
Like, you need to give it a good description.
Okay.
So
That's-
take,
I think you got at it.
say take. Yep. No, I stopped because I thought someone else was gonna say.
Gotcha.
Let's say summon another one if you're able. Take that. You, it, and Grimguild head back to the settlement. Get him some rest. Can't rightly go walking back prisoner. I'd look to Grimguild as that sound agreeable. You know, like the look of does that sound agreeable.
He'd nod.
Well, Tarka will summon. A little, warily is like, alright, boss.
Stefanos. You notice this guy kind of looking at the whole situation, looking back and forth, like, am I included in this?
I forgot he was there.
Wait, what'd that guy say? I didn't even notice him.
No.
Am I
Yeah,
included in
exactly.
He's look.
I can go scot-free, right? I got a story. I was saved by, Mordred as a wee lad.
You don't have a face. You don't have a story.
Well, Nate, if he speaks up, otherwise, I think Joe's
one
just gonna
asked.
put him through Paladin questioning.
I like how no one asked about the other guys here.
Yeah, I didn't know he was fucking there.
No, didn't ask about the two people with faces.
The guy who looks evil as fucking black armor with a human bane sword, the guy who looks like Anakin Skywalker, and the guy who nobody noticed. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh yeah, all I know is he was Anakin.
Yep.
That's all I probably need to know.
I mean, fuck,
Oh.
Joe, were you able to... You weren't able to smite him, right?
Oh, he wasn't evil.
Okay,
I
but
used,
human
I
human
used-
Banesword is a good enough reason for him to stay dead for me.
Mhm.
My human Banesword.
Your human vein sword. Can't give that back.
This is yours? This is mine. This is mine.
Well, I mean, you could bring him back and just be like, "Hey, you died.
Oh,
So
yeah.
right of conquest."
Your loss.
It's like, you want it back? Come back for it some other day. I'll fight you for it. With it. For it. Yeah.
Dwarf, though, I'd say before you go, that was the thing I was going to get to. I only had small questions, because he's going to be at our settlement now. We have all the time to ask him questions about this later.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna leave the next day. Or
Act
before
like
we
we're
even
not
get
gonna-
back.
Yeah, that's possible. But, Let's point to these two dead folk. And say, was your relation with them purely business?
He'd look over at them, and he'd nod. He'd say, "Aye." He says, "I'd only ever met that one before," nodding to this guy. He says, "And the last 2 times I met him, we were on opposite sides."
Just nod. Say, I do trust you'll impose on our hospitality at least a day or two, so we can inquire further.
He'd chuckle and he'd say, "Aye." He says, "You lot gave me a good walloping. He says, "It would be wise to rest up a bit before I go speak to Mordred." He says, "If the wee lad's got something controlling him, I imagine I'll be in a fight. I'll be in a fight again shortly."
Just nod then and motion for Atarka to have the elemental do it.
Before that, I'm gonna tell Grimgeld. I'm gonna say, well, don't die before we can go again.
He'd incline his head, kind of taps his 4 of his fingers against his helmet, holds them out to you to once again clasp your arm.
Yep, arm clasping. I am the worst knight.
Say, "Aye." Says, "I." He says, "Definitely want to go another round with you again. It's a good fight."
Oh, Joe's a single working mother now. Normally I pay attention to names.
Yeah, I'm taking care of my fucking children.
You don't take care of me.
Papa, it's Papa.
Kids keep losing their guts. Stitch that shit back together.
Alright.
No, single working mother, skin knees and bumped heads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zach
once-
just really bumps his head.
Yeah.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
caved in heads and destroyed knees.
At least for Zach. Everyone else is bumps.
Don't be dying.
Anyways, yep.
That's
Looking
kind
to,
of a back and forth thing.
yeah, once you guys do your thing, Atarka would summon Elemental, and he would describe the settlement. He's effectively aiming to show up in the study,
Ooh.
but he describes the settlement best he can. Poof and depart. Now I'm without my cohort.
I mean, he doesn't have to go with the elemental.
No, he doesn't.
But you know, it's good to have one of the.
Oh, that's
It's good to have.
Yeah. He has like all of his resources available,
Okay, so who's all heading to the settlement at this point? Just Atarka and the dwarf? Or
unless someone else voices it. Just the Tark voices the Tarka and the dwarf.
Pretty sure we're gonna get something of an from him.
Yeah, he can't help us though.
As Tarka and the dwarf disappear, that you'd see that guy would just kind of he just kind of looks at them, kind of looks around for a moment. His hands are still up, but they've started to lower. Like he's not sure if we're all friends now, but they're still kind of like half up. So he kind of looks more like he's a half-hearted ghost at a haunted house. So his hands are just kind of hovering there.
Wow. That's a description.
Well,
Where's his sword right now?
here's what I am going to do, Nate. I'm gonna walk past him.
Where is his sword right now?
On the ground somewhere near him. Who cares?
Yeah.
Up 2 squares and over 1. Water.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up the body of this man that I'm in front of that's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Lay him over my shoulder. And I'll look to Muscles over there and I'll say, you get that one. Turn to him and you move. Motion for him to walk out. I'm gonna take the point, I'm gonna go in front of him.
I tell you, Joe. Hold on, Nate. I'm gonna tell Joe.
Suck my dick.
I'm gonna tell Joe. Do I have to? I mean, he looks pretty strong. And I'd point at Zach.
Just say, so long as someone moves the body.
Shrugging up. No.
Someone's gonna need to get the Hell Knight plate. I can't carry that.
Is it on him?
I assume we would have taken the stuff off when we identified it all waiting for the door.
You don't need to take it off to identify it.
Would have taken everything else off.
Meanwhile, now we have an image of the Catman stripping a dead man. Plate armor.
I mean, it happens every
Same
fight.
pose.
We just never really.
Yeah. Yo, it's just if you think about it, it's kind of funny.
I just think of it as while we
Yeah, I
were talking to
wouldn't
the dwarf, he was pillaging their bodies.
Yeah, I wouldn't have stopped you. So, I mean, don't you have a handy haversack or something to put it in?
I ain't
50 pounds, Joe.
I ain't carrying that shit. That ain't mine.
It's Hell Plate fail.
Ah shit.
Hell Knight fail.
I don't remember what my stuff was. I think my health was at 68. Nate, can you check?
Getting there.
Ooh, I like how you got a little, it kind of looks like you got a little sweat going on
Yeah.
the picture.
68. Yep.
And
Either that or a really bad spray tan.
the blue number was 9.
Yep.
Okay, I'm good. Yeah, Joe. It's moist. I'll give you guys a full picture.
Anybody else need their numbers?
Nope.
Actually,
I walked out a glorious, untouched bastion of hope.
You're at you're at 45, Zach.
I'll take mine too.
You're at 65.
Oh right, I just spammed. Okay.
There you go, Joe. There's him. There's the full picture.
Ooh.
Looking all moist and shit.
Oh god, you are moist. That's
Them
exactly how I imagine most of your characters. Well shaped, moist, and looking in the other direction.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, off picture to the right, there is some woman having breathing problems. As she's like, and trying her damnedest to stay upright because her knees just gave out.
Gotta be naked to operate, huh, Chris?
I mean.
If you have an emergency.
Anyway,
Wait, Joe, have you heard compliments?
I will now.
Oh, do I need to find it?
We'll find it. We'll work on it.
Alright,
Anyway.
I got it. Oh my god, there's a video.
the soldier guy would just kind of like, he'd have a moment as you stay walk where his hands go back up, but then as you then walk in front of him, like, you know, you're just walking nonchalant, his arms just kind of like go back down for a moment as he looks around, like seeing if anyone, you know, tells him to keep his arms up.
Oh, he's gonna. Yeah. At this point, I doubt he's gonna do anything, and if he does, he's fucking dead. So, you guys want to tell him to keep his arms up by all means.
I mean, there's also the fact that he might have been under the effects of the spell thing, so that will probably help in stuff.
I doubt it because he would have said something.
At that point, he would start walking. As you make your way out of the dungeons,
Oh, so
or up
Hey.
into the dungeons.
Is yeah, when we get up there and out, are we greeted
you
by
had-
anyone?
you had no qualm with me cutting off his head then?
Whose head?
The guys that I'm supposed to carry. I asked Joe like 5 minutes ago. Do you have any problem? It was just the head.
I do.
Yeah. He seems
Hey,
like he would
see,
know things.
The only thing I was asking for was in that. Okay,
We didn't.
Yeah, sure.
We didn't hear. He might have cut out.
maybe.
But are we greeted by people? If we exit into the dungeon.
Yes. As we're greeted by Stefanos' birdie.
Oh,
Oh, he made it.
we missed you.
Eh.
Anyone else behind him?
One of the guard who was at the door who you guys entered the dungeon area is kind of behind him. He's looking at this opening in the wall like, the fuck is that?
I'd
He's walking
say-
across the gap.
Bird is back.
Oh,
on.
you got this
Just-
one, Joe?
I look at. Oh no, you want it, Chris?
I had an idea, but you would have to go past him, so I'll tell you. I was basically just gonna tell him, fuck. I don't know. I was just gonna wing it. It was something like, maybe they need to find someone else to guard the dungeons.
I wasn't gonna do
Or
that.
double up on, maybe you guys should double up. Have two people guard the dungeons. I don't know.
I'd look to him and I'd say we've another one for the dungeon. I don't advise putting him in this cell and checking whichever cell you do stick.
The man just blinks at you for a moment and just like he acquiesces a nod like, alright. I want to tell you to fuck off, but
I can't.
He feels less pissed now.
There'd be bitches living in my like the littles.
and so another one for the dungeon being this man.
Yep, that man right there.
Yeah, he would take that man into his custody.
And it's probably like, but you let the dwarf go.
Yeah, the dwarf was closer to the villain, so you know.
And yeah,
The man would actually start saying that. He's like, but wait, you let the other one go?
I'd say he'll be more useful out there.
I got a sickly sister.
Does he? Really?
Say you tell me where she is and her.
I'm gonna put my hands on his shoulders, Nate, if I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my head down and then say I know that feeling. I'm not lying, but I've never had a sister. The feeling is real. I've known people that are sick that wanted to get better. I know that feeling.
God damn it, Chris. He'd just say, Hamlet outside Canterbury. Just hangs his head for a moment. He'd say, yeah, I guess if you can
How's Canterbury? See it.
bottom right corner, Swans.
Oh, whoa, way the fuck over there.
Yeah,
It's okay. One of us can destroy Canterbury.
One of you can what?
Nate,
One of us
when
can describe Canterbury.
Nate, when he says it's in a hamlet outside Canterbury, I'm just gonna start walking away and say, too far.
His eyes go wide with fucking like, but.
I'm just gonna keep going. Also, I'm not the one who can help.
Yeah.
He looks around like, but. He just hangs his head as the guard just kind of grabs him by the arm and starts moving him off.
Mission accomplished, guys. Save the kingdom.
Made a man feel bad if he actually does have a sickly sister.
Oh wait, you're not gonna help, Joe?
Well, all I got told was that it was a hamlet outside Canterbury. I never got her name, so I can't really do much.
You can just ask him.
Well,
I
I
mean,
did. That
that
was
is
one of the things I asked, like, where is she and what's her name?
Oh,
And all he said was,
I didn't hear the name
outside
part.
Canterbury.
Neither did I. He would call back her name's Luana. It's the it's red shingles on the roof. I put them there. Everything else is thatch.
He'd just nod. Good thing we have a convenient elemental of convenience on our side now.
So fucking overpowered.
so good.
Really is.
Look, Nate, we're the best fucking murder squad in this kingdom.
We're efficient.
Yeah,
Or the murder squad or murder squad.
we can be anywhere we need to be, like Avalon.
No. That's
Shut
not
up, Joe.
fine.
Shut up, Joe. We can get like right next to it.
Anyways, yeah, heading up. Getting out of here. Gotta go see if we can find the knights. Make some words at them.
Oh, Joe, do you plan on bringing the red-haired guy back to life? Wait, is he dead?
He is dead. He is
Okay.
fucking dead.
Alright, I mean, you could bring him back to life. I think he'll despise you, which is great. But, you know, he could actually be questioned and tried, like a little bit, I don't know. He might be better off dead. It's up to the knights.
I think he's better off dead. We have the dwarf. That's really good.
Yeah.
I think the best one to bring back would be the
Caster?
fucking wizard guy, but who knows if he'd accept that, because they get the option to not take it.
That's true.
They don't know who's casting it, but they know they're being called back.
Who's casting it?
Oh, do they?
They know exactly who's casting it and their alignment.
There
Huh.
you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, the lawful good guy has resurrected me. This is no good.
I don't know, man. I don't particularly. I mean, unless the person is like chaotic evil, I might take it. Because you're back to life, motherfucker. You just died and you're coming back.
Yeah. But it might be just to die again. We're gonna put you on
At
trial.
least you have the fucking chance to potentially escape or live.
Nate,
That's
just
true.
oh Jesus, that's terrifying though. You come back to life with the thought of, oh, I'm going to die again. That's terrifying, Nate.
I think at that point it would be considerably less terrifying because you already died. At that point, it just comes down to how are you going to die? Is it going to be more painful than the first time or less?
I don't want to die twice.
Anyways,
Because you've never done it once, Chris.
Yeah.
making my way up with the group.
Uptown, walking fast.
Yep. Making my way to the round table, but I'm asking people
Walking fast.
if Sir Tristram is there because I want to have words just with him if he can be found alone.
People would tell you that the round table had actually adjourned for a few minutes, and that apparently he was that he had made his way to his quarters here in the castle.
To Sir Tristram's quarters. This works out.
Okay, but everybody go with him.
Yep, you just dragging the corpses with you?
Yep. This
Yes. Yes.
You would get lots of looks,
Paladin.
and you would, as you make your way to the quarters in question, you'd see Tristan. The door's just kind of open. Tristan's just kind of standing inside, just looking around at his room.
Say Sir Tristram.
Tristan would turn and he'd look at you.
Oh, we're already here.
Yeah.
Say,
I-
Beldroth, been busy, I see.
We've taken care of the spell over the.
He just exhales and just says, "Thank you."
We've taken care of one part of it.
Well, that destroys the whole
Can't-
thing, doesn't it, Stefanos?
It can't function without all of it, but there's still a bunch of other points around the city.
Sure they are.
Yeah, but it's easier to, you know.
Would they need to put the, if they wanted to remake it, Stefanos, would they have to put the middle one back in the middle?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
But
fine.
they still got all the other ones.
We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, we can take a day, get all our resources back. I won't put all my 3rd level spells into making explosive rooms for that day, and we'll have more dispel magics.
I forgot
But,
that's how we did it.
I'd say to him there was one under the castle below the dungeons. Being maintained by this man, I'd shrug my shoulder, and defended by the motion of the man on Zach's shoulders, that man, and others.
He'd think about that for a long moment. Any idea how they made their way into the dungeons? It's no easy task to infiltrate the castle.
I'd say... Remember how Kay introduced us to Mordred? Just a hunch, of course. Apparently he left in quite a fluster.
Pretty bold accusation, son.
He'd nod slowly. He'd say, "Oh, I'd like to think that while Kay's trust in Mordred is misplaced, I'd like to think he'd go so far as to be party to something that would actually endanger the lives of the people of the city. Regardless of what he's thought of the round, he has ever served the Kingdom of Camelot. Its people."
I'd nod. I'd say that's why it's only a hunch. Too many more coincidence in how he left the castle today, and that we found out about this as well.
I'd add something in.
Add it.
I'd say most knights can convince themselves they're doing the right thing if it justifies the ends.
That we can. Well, you'd say the magic is ended you'd say the magic is ended, but there are more places around the city.
Nod.
And those can be. We know their locations, and we can deal with them. Time to gather up our resources, recuperate from the battle.
Say, how well defended was the one in the dungeons?
Say 4 men of guard-like skill, 2 skilled warriors, and a caster, as well as some manner of make. I'd look to you, Stefanos.
Where were they, Nate?
They were
Icky yuckies.
serpents of the deep. They were an aberrant creature.
I don't know that, so some form of acid-spitting snakes.
Yeah. Aberration, serpents to the deep. Nasty things.
Nod. I'd say, well, they have. He says if it was simple soldiers, it would be one thing for me to just to send the castle guard out, clearing the locations so that and then you could destroy the ruins after rest. Perhaps I should send Aglavale.
Who's Aglavale? Was he Mr. Angry?
He was the big dude. He was the dude with the big sword propped against his.
Mr. Angry. Yep. Okay.
He was Big Pride. Chris is Little Pride.
I'd say sending twice the amount of guards with them might be a good idea too. I think they'll feel the need to. Fuck, what's the word? Shit. I'd say I have a feeling they'll feel the need to make up for their actions over. Fuck, how long has this curse thingy been up?
I don't think
Been
we
up.
found out.
They said you guys had heard that it had been up for about coming on 5 days, 5-6 days.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Say sending out a fair number of guards with him might be a good idea. They might feel the need to make up for their actions over the past few days.
I'd not that. Penance.
As with Tristan, as he'd walk over to his desk, pull out a piece of parchment, which you can see is a map, and he'd ask you to mark the locations.
I will
Let
do
Stefanos
so
handle
as
that.
as well as I can. Just guessing where the spokes were.
Say, and Sir Tristan.
Somewhere here. Probably here.
He'd look up at you.
I'd say there was another man. He is in our custody at the settlement, but he may be yet useful.
Tristan would nod and say, "Very well. Praised."
Wait, what did he say?
You keep me apprised to the
Ah.
situation.
Just nod and say we certainly will.
He would nod and he'd say, "I'll send the men out immediately." He says, we'll have them cleared out of any guards or any guardians and ready for you to dispel tomorrow or after some rest."
Well, let me think how I want to handle it. I just give a nod and say, we do have a fast means of getting to and from. So at this point, we'll head back to the settlement. We'll be back early morning.
I hope that's how you marked the map, Stefanos.
Here now, and here, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He would nod. And,
I heard he would nod.
yeah, he would nod at that. So.
Okay. Give a small bow, considering I have weight on my shoulder. And fuck, what do we do with this body?
You picked them up. You wanted them brought. What the fuck do you want to do with them?
Yeah, I've only got that one.
We've got Anakin and the Black Knight of fuck humans.
Like, well, drop them off at church, get them prepared, get them proper burial. Let's go.
You're taking them all the way back to the settlement? Oh, wait, church here? I don't know if you said anything.
He joined in.
Yeah, church here.
Okay.
Okay, taking the armor. Someone carry it. Zach, please.
I already am carrying a heavy guy.
No, I mean
Yeah, he took the armor off.
that he's wearing when we're getting rid of him.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. We're getting rid of him? Awesome.
Yep, you guys drop them off at the church within the city to be prepared for burial.
Oh, is that a list of everything he had there, by the way?
I have a list of it. It was what is left is a +1 Hell Knight plate. Boots of innate reflexes gives +4 to reflex. Boots of hollow or belt of innate reflexes. Boots of hollow terrain. You can ignore rocky terrain.
Hell,
weren't those-
absolute law.
Oh, other one had steady footing.
I think the boots, the helmet, and the axe.
The steady footing are on the dwarf. So was the mountain master full plate, the helmet +2 con, the helmet or the belt of +2
Actually,
con, the helmet
Stefanos, no, stop. Just list the things that are on the dwarf.
+2 holy dwarf. Belt of steady footing, mountain master full plate, belt of +2 con, helmet absolute law.
I meant type it.
What do you want? There, that was on the dwarf.
Okay, there you go. There you go. That helps. Thank you. That is on the dwarf.
Yes.
Yes.
That shit's expensive.
Yeah, he had like 2/3 of all the loot.
How many bracelets a night I could have?
With the dwarf not there, you lose out on like 15 or 16 or 17,000 gold. Check.
That's fine. What are boots of enduring step?
Should be listed right there.
No, what?
Oh, he's saying what is
step, the spell.
He doesn't know what that is.
Internet.
Yeah, it is correctly, it is a spell crits a subject. You can take 2 5-foot steps each round.
Whoa.
Like that.
You getting ready for this, Chris? Standard action to activate. Lasts for 1 round.
Oh,
I don't have boots right now, so I might be alright with having those anyways. But god damn.
You really gonna use that?
No, just sell them, dude.
Well, I mean, it's on an item, so for action.
That's what I mean. It's on an item, it needs an action.
Yeah.
3 times a day, it's not a free action.
Yeah, you can just sell them.
but anyways, yeah, we get some horses, make our way back to the settlement.
Oh. I guess I could
Let's-
do the hallowed terrain.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, you're not with us yet, technically.
Yeah. I don't
I
think.
would invite you if you have no place to stay in Camelot. Invite all the people.
Well, look around at your group. Look around at the group. Eyes would settle on Morgan for a minute, tilt my head, look back at everybody else, and say, seems like it would be fun.
That.
Yep. Kid has once again rejoined the group as he was up top.
Oh,
Less angry now.
He basically fell into step behind you guys as you went to elsewhere.
Is he less angry now?
Yes.
now he's brooding.
I
Though
guess I
you
should-
can tell he still is a little salty at you. Just
I mean,
He was about to start shit. I stopped him in a way that didn't harm him.
How much are the boots of hallowed terrain worth, Stefanos?
16,000.
Jesus Christ! Why?
we need to go fucking shopping, Stefanos, and some shit.
I am going to go to London, yes.
How are you getting to London, Stefano?
Well, Joe, it until your fucking time elemental isn't banned, I'm gonna use the time element.
I fucking love it. Until your fucking convenience is bad, he's fucking using it. Fucking run it into the ground. Granted, we have to be able to describe those places effectively to it.
You've been to London.
No, that's what I mean. Nate can't just be like, you know, go to this random place. We have to actually be able to describe that random place in good detail.
Well,
that
he did spend
differentiates
4 days in this one dude's shop in London.
He
Yeah.
did.
He did.
There's a man balancing a sword. It just pings. It's like, I found him.
But yeah, that.
Oh
So
my
we
god,
do
I
have
forgot
to be
about
able
the
to
fucking sword balancing.
That's all I remember.
But anyways, you guys, Nate's not die, Nate. Please don't die.
I want to make him a sword of a movable
Yeah.
rod.
Get in the military before you die.
So he can
Yeah.
press the button and just balance it on
Ooh,
the angle
and
like-
make sure I am down as your beneficiary.
That's
Just being real here.
Oh,
But I'd be making my way back to the settlement.
You inherit all of Nate's anime.
Oh my god.
You
Too
guys
much.
can have.
Nate, if you pass, Joe will watch like 3 of your animes and be like, you know what? I see why Nate likes this. And then he's never going to watch any more.
anyway.
So I assume Atarka's going back and teleporting us back?
Wow, let's just walk.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do because I told him to stay there. And, you know, with the guy.
As you guys make your way back to the
Contra carriage.
Yeah.
It's the same day, right?
Yep, same
Yes.
day.
Okay.
so
Yeah,
this would actually be
Let's get
it'd be about 7 or 8 at night by the time you guys were arrived back at the settlement.
let's get rid of this grim and dour music. Things ain't grim and dour anymore.
Yeah,
That is true.
we saved the
Oh,
day.
actually, the music stopped playing for me.
I'm not real. I'm not real.
You're
Yeah,
not real.
What happened? Why is
I
everything...
feel like we're just collecting NPCs like Pokemon at this point.
Well, he's not staying
Still
with
have the
us.
goblin? We still got the goblin.
He's
but
not
it's
staying
like,
with us.
We're just like, NPC, yeah, come hang out at the settlement.
Come over to our fucking batch pad. Wow, I guess it's not.
Kinda.
No, none of you are married.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
I don't
Yeah.
know, this guy might get married to a dragon.
Who knows? He may have already fucked it.
His wife better be some kind of weird race.
Wife? Wife's getting getting into valuable time for research.
Sorry, wives.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, because he wouldn't understand the social graces of why polygamy is not good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
yep, I would, upon our arrival, I'd make sure that, you know, Duke Man was fed, and I'd figure out where the dwarf is set up, and if he's still here.
I would see how Duke Man McPhoo's been doing.
He is just covered in so many different colored liquids at this point. As he actually crawls out of the thing's stomach when you arrive.
I love this guy.
And he is just covered in like this weird purplish stuff, this slightly greenish, really smelly nonsense.
I'd be sneering at that and say, be careful, his blood hurts. His blood is really hot.
Meh.
Yes, I discovered that. Had to make a potion in order to a little thing to drink. Doesn't hurt me right now. I think I still got it. I think I still have a couple hours left on it.
That way I could stick my dick in it.
Stefanos.
Did you know it has 3 stomach
Yeah,
tracts?
I'm just while he's talking, Stefanos, I'm gonna look at you and say, "Who's the weirdo?"
The Duke of Oxford. And Nate,
You
did I
should've
know
said
that?
our
I rolled like a 39 before.
Well, I did tell you?
Yeah.
Oh, the stomach, yeah.
Yeah, you would know that.
I just nod and tell him something else weird that he probably hasn't found out yet.
God damn it, you're gonna make him dive back in.
I am.
He'd say, "Really?" And he'd go back in.
Yeah.
Is his assistant here?
She is. She's actually standing over to the side with a handkerchief over her nose.
I just ask her if she's able to keep him fed, and if there's anything I can do for her.
She'd say that, you know, she has kept him fed. And she'd look over at you, and she would simply ask if you have any more perfume she can soak the handkerchief in. Because what she already soaked it in is starting to wear off.
Tell her I'll do what I can.
Oh yeah, does it smell fucking bad?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Like it wasn't like the area you couldn't really notice until you really got next to the pavilion. But like the immediate area around the dragon is it stinks.
Hey, can I use Presto to perfume the handkerchief?
Yes, you can.
Presto, perfumed handkerchief, less an hour.
She would thank you and put it back to her nose.
I'd also say, I don't think we need to worry about him sleeping, but this will keep you up longer if you need to watch after him. Keep watch.
Alright.
She would thank you again.
Well, that and just a small bow to her, and we'd make our way in the settlement.
Quick question, Nate. How late was that man's shop open in London? Probably not past 8.
He was open till about 7, actually.
Okay.
He was open a little later than some of the other shops.
But not this late. Alright.
You could always knock on his door and be like, "I got business."
I wonder if you can teleport into his place.
I got some business.
He doesn't like casters, so he doesn't trust them. So that's probably not a good idea.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna teleport to in front of London and just go to his shop, but I'm not gonna fucking wake him up.
I don't think you want to teleport to in front of London. It's probably still under martial law.
No, I said I got
They
taken
said
down.
there wasn't.
Oh, cool.
Though it would give us time to talk to the Heroes Guild. Ooh. Suddenly, tomorrow got more eventful.
Oh, Nate, is that buxom red-haired lady gonna show up in this campaign again?
Possibly.
I hope so.
Oh.
Anyway, yep. You would see that the dwarf, from your previous thing, the dwarf is set up in. He got set up in one of the guest quarters.
Awesome.
Oh, right. We had 7 hours on the way back, and I can't do more items today. I'm gonna start looking over that book.
Look over that.
Oh,
Which book?
the Anakin's book.
Ooh, Anakin's spellbook.
Hey. And that was on the way back?
Yeah.
Okay, rewind.
Uh-oh.
I figured I might need
Oh
a-
no, we'll
I figured I might
save.
need a will
Dun,
save.
dun, 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 dun.
Don't worry, if it's against compulsion, Stefanos, I give you a +4.
Who's all in the carriage?
God fucking damn it.
I'm on the back.
Reflex save, Chris.
Ooh, explosive runes? Why
Wait,
didn't you-
wait, did I say where Stefano... Did I say exactly where Stefanos was?
Hmm?
Alright. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh, that's good, Chris. I like how it's still above a 15.
Yeah, but he rolled a
If something is about to blow up, I wanna say I'm cool enough that I am able to wrap my wings around little lady there. Yeah, defend her. Done.
I would have done that if my reflexes are good enough. My arms are like wings.
A little late. We lost Zach.
We did?
Oh. Zach's dead.
Oh.
What else
oh,
is new?
yeah.
Okay, so sorry again. Beyond the kid and Morrigan, who was in the carriage.
I think we're all in the carriage.
I would have probably been in the carriage.
Chris, you said he was on the back. You said.
I would have just been wherever she was.
Okay, so you're inside too. Well, then reflex save is not really necessary because you're within a radius of it.
Opening people's books, Stefanos.
How dare I?
How dare
I mean, you always want to put explosive runes on things. You never thought you'd come across somebody else who
Okay.
does that.
I haven't put a single explosive rune down.
That's me.
But you
Oh,
want to.
That's Joe.
Oh.
I did set these
if-
fakes to just...
Ah.
Yeah, he doesn't want to kill them. He wants to freeze them in amber so that he can come question them later.
Also, we're up to 39 runes in the book.
48 damage to everyone in the carriage, and 48 damage to the carriage.
Oh.
As that book fucking explodes. There is a brief moment where you open it and you go to look at it. A set of runes lights up real fast and then just explodes in less than a second.
I was not fast enough to shield Morgana. This is my curse.
I don't suppose immediate action to force shield.
I mean, yeah,
You
you could.
moments like
I'd love it
this.
if you did.
I wish I had the time domain.
Yeah, I think technically by immediate action, could
Yeah,
probably
shield
do
that
it.
shit inside of you, Stefanos. Have fun.
Fuck
Love
you.
you.
I will... Who's on which side of the carriage? Because there's probably two sides.
Well, I imagine Chris,
Let's say I got a window
and the
seat,
kid.
at least.
Morgan, and the kid are probably on one side,
Yep.
and Zach, you, Tarka, and Joe are probably on the other side.
Tark is not with us.
Oh yeah, Tarka's not with us. Okay, so
Otherwise,
Zach,
we'd be home already.
yeah. Zach, you, and Joe would probably be on the other side.
Oh, Zach's back.
Yep.
So let's
Zach.
see if I'm in the...
Zach. Back, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay.
My
We-
recorder crapped out for
Okay. We've just been, Alawakbad.
Yep.
what?
Yeah. Stefanos opened Anakin Skywalker's spellbook.
I don't suppose I can't make this thing smaller either.
So do I have to roll something?
You guys are all too close to it. No save.
I don't know if fucking kill me again.
You're fine.
No.
Okay.
I think the only two that can be killed by this thing. Well, there's the bird, and these two. I think. Well, no, actually, she can still. He'll die. Definitely, he'll die.
Wait, he's going to die?
Maybe.
Potentially.
Okay.
Sorry, Joe and Zach, I think I'm gonna have you take the damage because I don't want anyone to die. That's
Yeah,
about
no,
the best I
like,
can do.
why was this even a question? You can stop people from taking damage and it doesn't damage the carriage too much. Like, this is not even a question.
Yeah, it was like, I'm trying to think who to have take the damage, like where to put the shield,
Ah.
so that it,
yeah.
who to
Well, I was gonna say
hit.
the emergency force sphere is bigger than the inside of the carriage, isn't it?
It's.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be centered on me,
Oh, that's true.
so I put it next.
Would it go through walls like that though?
I think so. Because it goes to the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, you can cast them when you're on the ground, and it can be.
I mean, it's only
Down.
a 5-foot radius centered around you.
It's not centered around you.
Effect: 5-foot radius hemisphere of force centered on you.
Range 5 feet.
Hold on a second.
Is that not saying the thing itself is 5 feet?
No, that's radius measurement, which was how big?
5 foot radius means 10 foot diameter. So
Yep.
it's a 10-foot bubble. It does say range of 5 feet. I actually don't see that line you just linked, Joe. Oh, there it is. Yep, you're right. Next to the... Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, effect 5 foot radius hemisphere centered on you. Okay, you are right. So actually, that shit you did with the aberrants was not possible.
So weird.
Where you used the sphere to keep yourself from being submergible.
Oh Jesus! I found a thread. We lost a player to a ruling on the spell that drove me to look at it a bit more closely.
What was that, Chris?
I found a thread about this exact thing. And the first thing is we lost a player to a ruling on this spell.
Shit.
I can link the thread unless you guys already found it.
No,
No.
I didn't find it yet.
But
Wait a minute, this is a spell going off. This is a third level spell going off.
Not
Counter
being cast,
spell.
though. It's already been cast.
But it's activated.
Yeah, but it's like it would be like a touch spell, like having a caster cast it, and then it's in his hand until he, you know, makes it go off. So, don't think that's. Is that counterspellable? Like if a magus were to put Shocking Grasp in his hand, you didn't counterspell it when he casts it. He holds it for a round, goes to use it.
Probably not.
I don't think you can counterspell it after that point. Because again, as Joe said, it's already been cast.
yeah, this seems like one of those ambiguous things no one knows the answer to. So it's up to you, Nate. Wait, do we ignore the range or do we ignore the centered on you part? Or do we do both and just make it bigger and make its radius bigger and ignore its actual radius? That sounds cool.
We can make it stronger, faster.
Harder. Huh?
Up. I didn't get disconnected again, did I?
Nope.
Nope.
Nate's thinking.
Okay, it was just very quiet. Almost eerie.
It does say any creature within 10 feet is entitled to a reflex save.
Yeah, but he's Anakin Skywalker. He modifies his spells to be evil.
Yeah, but you're all basically adjacent from each other. I think that's referring to creatures that aren't adjacent to the explosion and still within 10 feet.
No? It says anyone next to them close enough to read it.
Yeah. And I imagine the back of the cart's only like 10 by 15.
carriages aren't really all that big, all things considered. So, all things considered, by the rules, you guys are actually probably in the same 5-foot squares with each other for the most part.
Sure. I don't think carriages are that small. They're 10 by 15.
I was just guessing.
So it's got 6 squares in there.
Yep. So everybody is adjacent to you.
I mean, if I'm in the corner, no, there's only 3 people.
Yeah, that's true. But we didn't specify. So it's up to Nate where you sitting.
At least not till after the explosion was already happening. Then you said you would have had a window seat. Yeah, based on what I'm reading here and seeing, huh?
Should we just say I do it in the settlement or no?
You just told me you would have done it in transit.
Yeah.
As long as we can save the women and children, I'm alright with either ruling.
Yeah, so what are we hung up on at this point?
Whether it's centered or the 5-foot range. It's
Okay.
ambiguous and nobody knows the answer. So it's up to Nate.
Apparently Paizo fucks up a lot of spells that are centered on the caster, so I'm going to say it is centered on Stefanos.
Alrighty.
Though by the looks of it, it's not nearly as big as we've been using it.
How is that?
Well, the thing you made was designed to be like fucking big. Hold on a second, let me find your...
I thought it was just 10 foot from the center, so it would have been like 2.
I don't know. I looked up that thing and made it based on that.
Yeah, I think you had the 10-foot one.
I believe that is what you had. Actually, I just found it. The way you made it was actually bigger than that. You had your setup so it was this big.
Is that the moon?
Yeah.
Actually, no. That's right.
I will punch the moon. I mean, yes, it's right, but this is basically 15 feet by 15 feet. Because this...
Sure.
Actually, it looks like that was just something a guy made in a thread.
10 from the center.
So that might actually be wrong.
Those squares aren't protected, Zach. It's everything in the square.
Oh jeez.
This square is protected, this one is,
It
this one
looks
is.
like that's something someone made in a thread. I think you have those radiuses wrong.
Ah, wonderful. Well, you just scale it down.
Yeah, because based on what the thread Chris just linked said, it would pretty much be
Just 2 by 2?
Yeah, I think it's 2 by 2.
because it's saying the 5-foot square the player is in, and then the circle is like halfway into other circle. So it would actually be like that size.
It's like a little bubble.
It's a 5-foot square, though, isn't it?
Yeah, like that's based on what they're saying on this forum.
I thought it did a 5-foot radius.
That's what it says, but that's not what they're saying. I'm talking about it. It's weird.
Okay, the spell says 5-foot radius. Looking at the other 5-foot radiuses, such as where get fucking sorcerers. Such as this one on the PFSRD, 5-foot radius is 2 by 2.
Yep.
Come here, pup.
I wonder if its range is 5 and it's centered on you because you put it on an intersection.
I Regardless, you can't be in the middle of a 2x2 square.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that 5-foot radius, if you were to move that down, you would actually be sitting at this. Like if you were to shift that little 5-foot over so that the circle was in one of those squares, you would have exactly this.
Unless it's centered on an intersection.
It says centered on you.
I
It can't
know,
be on an intersection.
but maybe that's why it's 5-foot range as well. Because it's cast, it's meant to be put on an intersection. Because that's what a 5-foot radius is put on. That's what all radius things are put on, intersections. And that's why its range is 5, because you can be in either of these squares. That's my educated guess.
Very much dislike this spell.
Bork. Isn't it?
Whoa, one
Stefanos, you're
sneeze?
shielded. Everybody else, reflex save.
Woo! Did it. Wait, can I get another?
Stefanos has the book, and now the explosion is contained in his shield.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
Why
honestly.
do we need a reflex save?
Oh god. I was
Okay.
about to ask that, but no, that's right. He can't cast
Sorry.
spells.
That's what I've been waiting for this whole time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. Like, I make sure it's at least getting everyone else to not fucking die.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Already took
Fair enough. Stefanos, 48 damage.
Already took.
Woo. Add that 48 health back.
So, emergent force field, and fucking boom. You all just saw a shield pop up, kind of pushing you guys back away from him a little bit, and there was, you know, an explosion inside of it.
Hold on, I need to go let the pop out quick.
That's fine. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go brush my teeth.
And everyone's gone. That took way too long. It's not a complicated spell. You there, Jeff?
What?
I said you there?
Yeah.
That took way too long. It is not a complicated spell. Also, I don't think it's supposed to work stack. Here you go, Joe, if you want to really up the cheese. You have 100 pages in a book, right? Joe,
Yeah.
put them on, or they're all explosive rooms. 'Cause
Yep.
Apparently they're stacking now. You throw them at someone's foot, AC 5, to throw at a square. You cast a spell magic on it and fail the spell. They all explode.
That would
Ins-
work because you just do mass target the mass dispel.
Hmm?
You just do the area dispel.
What do you mean? No, you only need to do one. If Nate's ruling that each one activates the other, because one rune, max damage, cannot do 48.
Amelia's Druid Town.
What do you say, Joe?
To dispel an area, it's greater.
But you're not dispelling area, you're dispelling one rune, and then all 100 explode and do, what, like 1800 damage?
The fuck are we talking about?
If reading one rune sets off all other runes, you can fill a book with explosive runes, throw it at someone's feet.
I don't
cast
think
it.
so. You have to, because you have to read each rune to get it to go up, and one exploding will not detonate all the rest.
Oh, is this like a maximized one or something then?
Yeah, I was thinking it's just empowered.
I... Maybe if it rolled really high on the dice.
Okay, we're all back, right?
Oh, I didn't think Zach would be back.
No, he's still... like,
Oh, I thought I heard the pub.
Ha.
There he is.
I'm back.
Okay, so explosion happened. Stefanos shielded it like a champion, saving the lives of potentially 2 of your NPC companions and the bird.
Shield. I can dismiss a shield.
I believe so.
Unless the bird was perched on
It's
the shoulder.
dismissible.
Server somewhere else. Fuck you. It's dismissible.
Well,
Dismiss
yeah, let's not
shield.
make it any more complicated than we are.
Dismiss shield. Okay. Should have expected that.
Stefanos, I'd look at you. I'd say, good read.
It had a good pop to it. Or good,
Punchline.
had a good punchline. Good climax. Is the
The
book
words
still
really jump out at you,
in
don't
one
they?
piece?
Morgan would just look over and say, "That's not what I would call a good climax."
The book still in one piece.
No. No, that thing got blown to bits.
Well, I will at least use my last 3 more infernal healings. Okay.
Well,
Back to a decent.
aside from the action movie style, oh shit, there's a bomb, and then, you know, Medal of Honor, basically magic Medal of Honor dive over grenade. Played by
Yeah,
Stefanos.
but you didn't die, so you don't get it.
Could you imagine a soldier doing that, somehow surviving, and then being like, yeah, we're not, here's your purple heart, that's it.
You get the Medal of
Basically
Scholastic
Captain
Reading.
America. Wasn't that basically Captain America?
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
I said he
Yeah.
proved he
Well,
was a
in the
brave boy.
Because in the service, they refer to that as the Medal of Honor dive, because you're almost guaranteed to get one.
Yep.
Unless,
doing
you know, it's a friendly grenade.
Ah, fuck Congress, man.
Carry on, Nate. Let's go. We're talking about... No, we're gone. We made it to the
You're at
zone.
settlement, other shit happens.
Yep,
Yeah,
we already
okay.
did that stuff.
Yep.
Stefanos' clothes are just a little bit more.
Or singed. He prestos them.
He does.
I'm presto and mending them on the way back because
There you go. Done.
7
Well, all shit would happen as per norm.
Hey, who's
The-
driving the carriage?
it has an
servant.
it has an unseen servant.
Okay. Alright, go ahead.
Swanky as shit.
Well, as you guys will get back, you do your things. You see the dwarf is set up in the DW room over there in the guest quarters.
Most surprisingly, he's still here.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
actually, if you guys would go in and check on him, he would actually have his off for the most part. Be process of bandaging himself up a bit.
Well, I don't know if you guys would go to him, but I would go to him.
I just keep going up the stairs looking around, and when I see you guys have a bath, I would immediately start stripping down and take a bath.
Oh, in my room?
The bath
Thanks.
is not in your room.
Oh, no, that's right. You're right. That is now my
There's
room.
a washroom.
Well,
Might be
I would.
talking and going downstairs.
Yeah, and you don't mean the actual like servant's washroom. You mean the actual style bath that's upstairs, right, Chris?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
These guys got it made. I came to the right people.
You're just like, there's a fucking Roman bath in here.
There's a
So
giant bath on a balcony. I'm in. At least I hope it's on. Well, I don't know. But I didn't
It's
tell
now on a
anybody.
balcony. It'll now be on a balcony.
I didn't tell anybody, so I
Yeah.
don't know if the water's heated right now.
It is. The servants keep it heated.
Oh my god.
Chris is just like, ooh.
Also, it's easier to make sure the water's clean if it's boiled before passing through the water system to get to the baths. So it's always heated.
Alrighty.
There you go, Chris. There
Yep.
you go.
It's enclosed, but there are like openings and stuff so that you can like lounge back and just view. It does have.
Oh. Made him
Go
just.
downstairs,
Yeah.
get my shit in order, and go up and get in there too.
Yeah!
You can see
Bonding
his
like
barbed
men.
cat penis.
Whoa! It's in the sleeve.
Yeah.
Is it in the sleeve, Stefanos?
Let's not talk about it.
To make this awkward for
Okay.
He's
everybody.
seeing Chris looking in the other direction, and it just got him going. Well, I'd go to Mr. Dwarf Man. Oh, you guys got things too.
Nothing relevant. Go ahead.
Nothing relevant?
Unless Zach's got something. I don't.
Yeah, Zach, you got something?
I don't think I go to the bathroom. Oh well.
Come on. Come on,
I was
guy.
thinking about it. I'd be real musty. I just died.
You
I
died,
clean
you were
up.
in a sewer, or a dungeon
Yep.
sewer.
Did it smell like a sewer down there?
Sure.
It didn't really smell like a sewer, but
Yes, it smelled like a sewer. Get in the bath, Zach.
Yeah, I know. I guess the bath for 8 now, and then I'll work out later.
Work out. Oh, I
In
got
the bath.
Work out in the bath. Ugh. If you don't do the push-ups fast enough, you drown.
You're gonna. Do you know how water works?
Jesus
Zach?
Christ.
No, I like it.
Talk about
You
a new
wear
spin
weighted
on.
cup.
It's a new spin on water sports.
I'm more cool with this one because it doesn't involve urine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
it can. Maybe that's why the water is rising.
God damn it.
The water level yesterday was.
But anyway, you're talking to the dwarf, Joe.
Yep.
Yeah, he's set up and he's basically changing out his bandages because it's been 7 hours since he saw you last.
Yep.
Give you a nod. Say a fine castle you have here, lad. He says,
Thank
it is in fine servants, good kind folk.
Good to hear they're treating you well.
Ooh. Sounds like he's trying to convince himself that he's still doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's say I'm not looking to rush you out the door, but I can heal you so you can be on your way quicker. Someone can talk any sense into Mordred. I'd rather it be sooner than later.
He'd nod. He'd say, any healing you can provide would be accepted.
Well, walk up. Oh nope, he's got words. Make him.
He'd just say, I'd rather have as few lives as possible for his conscience.
Just nod. I'd say I get what he's trying to do, but if he wants to rule as king, he needs to win the people over, not through violence. And I'd just let that trail, because then I'd just get pissed, because that's the way to shake it off. Heal him, share sacrifice. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Alright, so what is it? What was it? Half the damage he took?
Half the damage he is
Half
current.
the
Yeah,
health
half
he's
the health that
missing.
he is missing.
47 damage.
Bitch, I took more.
I took more for a cause.
I took 48.
I dealt the damage to the dwarf, so I basically just hurt Joe.
I like this logic. Hurt me more, Chris.
Oh, this got creepy.
Creepy.
I don't know who I hurt. I got big bad.
But all right, he would, as the power would wash through him, he'd look at you for a moment and he'd say, he says, power's double-edged and bites deep, I see.
I'd nod. I'd just say one of us has more important.
He'd look over himself and he'd say, not tip-top, but much better than I was. Perhaps a night's rest will do me good.
Just nod, extend a hand. Let's say if we don't see you in the morning, best of luck. Ooh, it was Grimgar, right? No. Did I do that
Grimgeld.
right? Grimgeld. Oh, I wanted, because that anime.
Grimgar.
Say best of luck, Grimgeld, Golden Shield.
He would nod. Say, Zai, should I fail, best of luck to you, laddie.
This is grizzled veteran talk.
Hmm?
This is grizzled veteran talk.
I'm not a grizzled veteran. I'm in my 80s, Joe.
You are. I'm talking to the other ones that wouldn't understand.
Oh.
I
Give
die
a good
a lot.
nod to that. Say rest well. Make sure you get something to eat before you leave. Then I would depart.
Yep.
And I would also keep the pieces of the book and try to mend them back together.
I will get this fucking spell.
Because they are non-magical, because spellbooks are not magical. And it's 3 pounds.
And at least you know all the dust and speckles are all in your hands.
Yeah.
And the inside of the carriage. Because, after the shield fades, everything just kind of... That book was fucking atomized. Well, not atomized, but... Lots of little tiny pieces.
Mage hand scoop into a bag or something, I don't know.
Anyway.
Fuck you.
Well, Joe, you would see Morgana actually pushing the boy, essentially up the castle, like, as he's just like, but it's so odd. Trust me, it's good for you.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, Chris, we getting a guest.
I imagine you don't have your fucking, muleback things, so...
I actually don't
Drawing
have them anymore.
Stefanos first.
But what's your strength score, Stefanos?
Oh boy, I'm pretty sure it's 8.
Oh, never mind. Alright.
No, it's 10. It's 10.
Oh, Alright. So Zach's over there like, you want to be a fighter, kid? And I'm like, you want to be a knight?
You want to fight a night, kid?
Do you want to be a wizard, says Stefan?
Yeah, but anyway, you'd see that going past you, Joe, unless you'd have comments.
I would not. It's for his own good, apparently.
Nope, she would lead him up the stairs, and guys, as you're in the baths, you would suddenly see the kid being pushed around the corner by Morgan, as she kind of pushes him up, and she's like, there. She's like, see? Male bonding. It's good for you. And she starts, like, basically, like, yanking his clothes off like a mother or older sister trying to get their, wee little brother in the bath.
Oh,
You
that's
ever
gonna
do
be
that,
awkward as shit for him.
I tried to draw pauldrons. Now it just looks like he has tumors.
Anyway, do you guys have any words for that as she's disrobing this boy and getting ready to shove him in the water with you?
No.
I might be sarcastically just going like, wow.
I'd just be staring like, really?
I'd swim over and lean over, and I'd say, "Will you be joining us too?"
Ooh. Also, the title for that article is amazing.
Stefanos, you can't hide yours. It's a different color.
She'd kind of look over at you and smile for a moment, and she'd say, "Maybe some other time."
And just sink back in and blow bubbles, dissatisfied.
And with that, the kid is like, she finally gets him down. The kid is like covering himself as she actually starts, his feet start sliding along the smooth stones toward the water.
Ooh.
As he's trying to dig his heels in.
Ooh, I'm gonna pop back up and fucking hoist him into the water when he's within range.
Is Morgana still watching?
Well, she's
Yeah,
pushing.
yeah.
Silent image right there to cover up the opening.
What?
Make a big wall.
Oh, so he can't go. So he can't leave. Okay.
No, he can. He can walk right through it.
Yes.
But you can't see through it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the water's all the way the fuck over here, and
Oh shit, it's concentration.
like you come up the stairs, or you're in the study, and like here's the entrance, and then there's fucking 15 feet before you hit the water, and then
Yeah, I was saying like there. Like if Morgana was here, wall right here.
Mm-hmm.
house. Yeah,
Extended.
she's over by the water at this point because she's pushing the kid in, and then Chris
Ah.
grabbed him and took over that task.
Oh,
Kid
never
ends up in
mind
the
then.
water.
Yep. Just hoist him
Get
in the water.
over here.
If it's deep enough that I can toss him into the middle, that's what's going on.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, along the edges, there's like a little thing that you could like sit down, and the water would come up to about would come up to being just over your shoulders.
Ooh.
That's when sitting down.
And then the middle is just deeper, so that one could actually like swim through the bath. And you toss the kid in, he'd let out a splish. Morgana would laugh. She'd say, "Well, have fun. Enjoy male bonding." Kid comes up coughing.
Well, I'm not a jerk it.
She'd ask
Yeah.
you guys not to be too rough with the kid.
Yeah, respect it back to back.
And she would depart unless people have words.
I guess I can shorthand a I'll shorthand a conversation. I'd basically ask him, "So what do you want? So what's your story?" As a player, I already know Zach and Stefanos' story, so this feels dirty, but whatever.
Mm-hmm. The kid would pretty much tell you about, as long as he can remember, he's been in London, and that that for a while that he's been awarded to the London's guard captain. This token go.
Shake.
Who's token?
Shake.
1 second. That was awarded to Captain Aethelwolf. Though there were times where he stayed with the Heroes Guild Master, and yeah, he dreams of being a knight, and maybe living up to the levels of honor and chivalry that were around. Being a stalwart defender of the weak, champion of the righteous.
Well, I'd definitely make a bored face at that.
He does not appear to notice your bored face.
Yep.
As he is caught up in his naivete.
Yeah. I guess I'll tell him stuff later. I'm good.
Okay, well. You guys would be able to enjoy your baths in whatever fashion you chose. Whether you want to get clean or pruny, you would be able to do so.
Excuse me, I do not prune.
You can.
Okay.
I wonder if cats prune faster, and that's why they fucking hate water.
Ooh.
I think they only hate
Wow.
cold water.
I was gonna say, actually, have you ever seen a cat after they get after they've been in the water for a very long time? Their fur gets funny when their skin prunes up.
Yeah. Afterwards, I see if there's anywhere to drink in town, in this fucking hick hole.
Oh,
Okay. I can tell you, I'm in the study, armor's off, hammer's against the wall. At some point, I'd try and find Stefanos so he can give me some go-go juice.
God damn it. Fucking go-go juice. I'm
What?
trying to
You're the one who's a caster.
I'm trying
No,
to amend.
there would be still alcohol and stuff in the castle itself, Chris. If you're looking for an actual tavern, it seems they kind of have this thing set up as a sort of makeshift tavern for peeps who in the surrounding area, as the town is still kind of getting up on its feet.
Well, I guess I will hang out in there, drink for a long while, and try to engage in raucous behavior with people, being joyful and having fun. But after that, I'll just find a place in the castle and sleep there.
I'll be downstairs trying to mend that spell book.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll need like make hole or something though.
Probably. I think mending doesn't work if it's been destroyed, only broken.
Better put those pieces in it. Oh, you could make a book in a bottle.
What?
You could put the book in a bottle and then make a book in a bottle.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Anyway, yeah, well, you guys' night would pass. In that case,
Make hole. I agree.
just get upstairs. You can keep going.
and yep. As you guys would be able to, your night would pass, morning would come. Whatever raucous shenanigans you got up to in the night, Chris. Would you pretty much crash out there, or would you make your way back to one of the rooms in the castle and crash?
Oh yeah, somewhere in the castle. I said that.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part. Okie dokie. Well, as the so what would you guys do for the beginning of this day?
Oh.
Spell book room.
Oh, were you making the bracers of the Merciful Knight, Stefanos?
I'm still doing Zach's Dark Vision thing. Yeah,
Okay.
Those are next.
I think I'm gonna go to Camelot.
Yeah, I would find you and your eternally faithful servant, Joe,
Yep.
and say, so do you want to go finish those runes off today?
I would give a nod. That's just pathetic. I'm healing myself. Don't mind me.
Yeah, okay, one more for
Grimgeld would actually make his way to you and ask if you have something something of a horse or pony or something he could borrow.
I'd
To make-
just nod and say there should be a couple. And I direct him to the one that I beat. That way it's gone, it has a better home.
I'd ask how long he needs it.
No, we need to get this horse a better home. Every time I walk by.
He would. It just has a fucking PTSD trip every time it sees Joe.
Yeah, I can't have that on my conscience.
Anyway, he would, basically just say, "I just need it so I can go find Mordred. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring it back to you."
Yeah, he should take the real one.
And you'd be able to give him the horse, and he would depart from the place.
I would ask if he required any further healing for a step. Just in case.
He'd say if you have it, he'd take it.
Bam! And then we'll bam him one more time. He's been double banned.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
It was great. My dad used to say that shit, and it took me till I was like 15 or 16 to understand what the fuck he was saying.
Yeah, he was saying thank you.
Yeah.
Honestly, Nate, what do you think he said?
It's good, guys. It's
Guys,
good.
we're almost 1/5 of the way to healing better.
Oh, that's right. I fucking went to sleep.
And yeah, I would see him off.
Okay,
I
well,
would-
you see Chris coming out to head out to Camelot at that point. And you
Yeah,
guys
I'd
would be all at the
start
stables.
gathering the people, and I'd say, since we've got, do we need everyone? I kind of feel like this is a better safe than sorry.
What, going to London?
No, going to Camelot and dealing with the runes. 'Cause
Oh.
if there's magic traps, they can't deal with those.
Oh, right. That's why we're going to Camelot.
No, you had other things you can do. Like, yeah, that's cool. That's you, man. But there are other reasons.
I was just gonna. Yeah.
Well,
I was like,
I-
man, Chris is gonna walk there. That's gonna take a while. Wait, I never remember who I'm talking about. Never mind.
I'd find everyone, and if y'all would be willing to gather up at a place, that's what I would do.
Yep.
Just gather.
Well, while everyone's gathering, Joe,
Yes.
Rowan would actually approach you,
Oh, damn.
and he would say that he would actually ask you if he could take his leave for a time. He knows he knows you gave him a great responsibility here as parishioner, but he'd ask if he would be able to take some time to leave for a bit.
Ask, how long do you think, and is it something that I can help you with?
He'd say a week at the least, a month at the most. He'd say apparently his aunt has just sailed into Canterbury, and there's something wrong, but she wouldn't say in the letter he just got yesterday.
Isn't that the place all the way past London?
Who are we talking about?
Is it a place that anyone can describe with some validity?
No, Joe, what you do is you say, absolutely, give me a day, we'll take you to London and you can go from there.
Actually, yeah. I looked at him and I'll say just that. And we can get you to London, cut off a great deal of your time, and then you can head off from there.
And he would give a nod at that.
Say, nope, I just leave it at that. I just thank him for doing that.
Thank him for doing what?
for giving, waiting a day so we could help him out. Help him, help me.
No, he would thank you though. So he would say he doesn't know what's wrong, but must be quite a bit to get her to sail all the way here from France. So he would thank you, and then he would...
Alright. You do it, Merlin. You do you.
All right.
I'll see you in a day.
By that point, everyone would have gathered. Boy's got a new sword at his hip,
Good, good.
courtesy of the armory.
Zach, you ready to feel my love? Apparently not.
I heard him say
I
something
don't-
about dog and upstairs,
Go, right.
I did not hear this.
but that was a while back.
Yeah, that was. Does the Chris need the healing?
I could use some, yeah.
Define some in a number as compared to your maximum health.
80 out of 108. 93 out of 108.
You'll be good.
Okay.
I think Zach will need it more. Alright.
Joe's love.
Oh boy.
Oh, please. Yes! Give me some sugar, baby. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh god, the small is bigger than a Coke can.
Hmm.
Don't worry, there's stuff here.
Oh!
Have the demon dick.
Oh, good! Great! Great! Bad dragon links. That's what I need.
God, you
Yes.
could fucking kill someone with that. It looks like you could fucking stab someone to death with that thing.
Joe, why didn't you link the T-Rex? I think the biggest thing to have.
Chris, what other links would you get when we're talking about?
I don't know. There was that one website that had the really amazingly named lubes.
That you would?
Extra large?
That-
Oh god!
What?
I want to buy these and just display them around someone's house. Not mine, someone else's.
Also, that thing has biceps.
You guys are continuing, right?
We are in... Yes, that's absolutely what happened. Progress.
That's absolutely what happened.
Everybody's getting together outside. We're about to go to Camelot. Do you need healing?
Yes.
Okay. Find it a number based on your maximum health.
What?
How much
You
health
are
am I
what
missing?
out of what?
Oh, is 1 day passed or something?
Yeah, one day has passed, so you got a good night's rest.
I'm at 49 out of 84.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Full health? Yay. Actually, it is full health, which is 2 of them.
How much we
That's
get
it.
from resting again?
Con plus hit, or hit die plus your con.
Okay.
If you're rested and shit, well rested. I
Okay,
sent that
well,
thing to
I'm gonna-
Alan. He's freaking the fuck out right now.
I'm gonna be right back. I have to go pick up Carrie. So if you guys want to continue,
Okay.
Okay.
autopilot me.
We
I'm
are.
missing 7 health, Joe.
I'd look to Atarka. You have Infernal Healing. It's first level spell. You're fine. I'd look to Atarka. I'd say, alright, get us to Camelot. He'd summon the elemental. Remember, it can only take 4 of us at a time. Or 3.
I hope
aside
the
from
explanation is
Atarka.
just like you're just gonna be sick of your shit. He's not coming back. Do something else.
That'd be great. Well, he'd summon the elemental, describe where we want to be appearing just outside of Camelot so we don't scare anyone, and teleport into Merlin's death.
It's like, meanwhile, the elemental's been in the dungeons, so you can just teleport to the dungeon.
Yeah.
It is canon that you summon the same one.
There you go. Oh, that is true. So, anyways,
So you
Yep.
abusing your summoned horses, they remember.
They fucking remember. I dropped them on the. Anyways. Yep, taking us to just outside of Camelot. Not even a mile walk. That way we don't scare any guards. So that it'd have to be Boy and Morgana are coming too. So it'd be 3 trips.
Okay. Nope. As
Would it be 3? You
That's a
can do
good
it too.
question. Yeah, let me.
You don't have to take yourself. Just say.
A Tarka does because there's a distance.
What do you mean? Say, take these 4. Come back.
no, he has to be a certain distance from his elemental where it goes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he's got to go. He's one of the slots filled every time.
It's only going to be 3 trips if Stefanos' bird is included.
I'm pretty sure his bird is included.
Then it's 3 trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, takes a half a
I mean, you said you can take 3 people at once?
Yeah, 3 plus a Tarka.
Oh, 3 plus a Tarka. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4.
Three.
Every time you count 4 people, you just add a Tarka in each time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4. Then bird.
count as the same person.
Actually, I was gonna say, would the bird teleport with Stefanos? Because I mean, it goes with him every time other teleportation shit happens.
That's...
Honestly, it doesn't matter. We can do this anyway.
Bird can
Yeah.
fly.
We can do this. It can happen.
Yeah, it can happen. It
Mhm.
happens.
There we
We're
go.
outside.
We're done.
And
Yep.
we'll do our just about a mile walk. And hey, we showed up Camelot.
Yep. As you guys make your way in.
How does it
from there?
look? Like, how do?
Sense motive.
Wait, what? What motives are we sensing?
How's Camelot look? With magic-y shit.
With a sense?
I'm good at sensing motives.
I'm better with a perception.
Yeah, because you're trying to figure out like how the people like it settled down, right?
Yeah, pretty much like our tension because people are happened. Like, why was I even thinking?
Yep. And you're doing the same, Stefanos? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Well, you could tell that there's still a lot of tension in the air. The hostility has edged off a bit, but there's still a lot of, regardless of, magic, some shit went down. Like a lot of the people don't really understand. Oh, we were under the effects of fucking magic. You can't be held accountable. No, it's, the fucking guards beat my sister, or the guards fucking, attacked my father, or...
Probably hung someone based on what was happening with Chris.
Oh yeah, or,
Few
they
people.
fucking killed my son, or, this, that, or the other.
You got some work to do, Joe.
So people are on edge. A lot of the guards seem very kind of jumpy now because there's open distrust and veiled hostility, coming at them from the people. And while they've kind of got themselves back, it's kind of like, shit.
Maybe this was all part of the plan for us to stop it and for real fucking shit word.
Distrust and disillusionment.
Seeds to be sown.
Ah.
Maybe this is how he was doing it, because now everybody's real.
Yeah, that's what you see as you enter the city.
I guess I'll just offhandedly remark it's not much better.
I mean, stones aren't being thrown and brawls aren't happening in the streets. So.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Let me throw out a sense so I can justify saying words. There we go, I did it. Yeah. So, are we...
Looks a little better, but
Oh, yeah, I
not by a
don't...
whole lot.
This is fine. So are we going straight to the other locations, guys, or...
I think it's fine.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, well,
I do have pretty much just an hour left because I still need to shower.
okay, well, as you'd arrive at the first location, you would see a familiar face, along with two of the guards. He would give you a hail and a as you approach.
I wake back.
I don't know.
I just give a wave.
You cut out. What?
Is he approaching for?
No, he's at the location.
Okay, good. Yeah, there. That works out.
Yeah.
I would, give a wave back and make my way there.
Okay. He would say that Lord Tristan said that you guys would be arriving today. Motion inside, and he'd say, "We found the. Says we see the rune, but we can't do anything to it." Presume he's like, "I guess that's what you guys are for."
Just nod and motion towards the two wizards.
Is there anyone guarding it?
He'd shake his head and he'd say, "Apparently, all the locations were abandoned when we raided them yesterday."
Makes sense.
Mission was achieved.
Let's go in, Joe.
Let's just say they did what they needed. No sense in letting anyone else get compromised. Just walk on in.
Yep. It would actually appear at and you would be able to make your way in and down to where there is a rune set up.
I'll wait
just
out.
like the other one.
I'll wait outside.
You want to do that yourselves this time, Joe?
The Tark is gonna look at it with his magic eyes stuff, and he's gonna roll knowledge arcana.
Or
He wants to know if there's a way to dispel this other than dispel magic.
understood.
Just give me a pickaxe meant for a large creature, and I'll take care of it.
Not that he is aware of. As far as he knows, dispelling is the only way to remove it once the array is set up.
Oh, there's caster level check.
Okay. He would fail to dispel. Actually, at this point, no. Yes, he would succeed it.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, they probably got weaker.
Makes sense.
As it flutters out of existence.
Okay.
And how many were there in total? 6?
7 total, I believe.
Second.
Yeah, so makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. 6 along the perimeters near the wall, and there was 1 at the center.
Okay. Yep, and he can do 3 more of these.
Every one that we stop at, I'll just wait. I'm just waiting outside.
Yep, I'm trying to save my spells in case I need them for the Merlin door thing.
Okay.
And just give a nod to them as we depart and say it's taken care of. We're going to disperse the rest of them.
He would nod, and Anthony would ask if you need him to, if you need him to go with you, or you guys are fine by yourselves.
Just wave it off. Say, if anything, just let the knights know that we're here and this is being...
Nod, say, I'll relay the message. Would depart card from you guys wishing you well. And realistically speaking, the DC is going to keep dropping.
Oh, each time we get rid of one.
He
So-
only has a 7 caster level, so I don't feel right unless it, it's going to drop below an 8 suddenly.
Let me hold on. Let me roll. There's 5 left, right?
Yep, 5 left at this point.
And you got how many casts left, Joe?
I got 3.
Let me roll at least 2. 1, 2. I just got 2 of them.
You did.
Okay, Joe. I'm gonna get the rest of them.
1, 2. Apparently it didn't
Okay.
matter.
Spend a few hours walking around each of the locations, but you are able to dispel all of them.
Now no one gets haste today.
I'd say before we go, I want to take another look at that door.
Just give a nod. Ugh.
So, okay, where are you going at this point, Stefanos?
Merlin's door.
I'm gonna go see the knights if I can.
Okie doke.
I'd be going to the Merlin door. No, I'd end up with the knights with Chris, but I would check by Kay's room and ask if he has been seen since he departed.
Okay, you would hear that he has not. So,
Grab
Stefanos,
something that belongs to him.
are you going to the,
I'd grab something small that belongs to him.
okay.
Psychic person.
Stefanos can scry.
Alright, well fuck you too.
Okay, so Stefanos heading to the Merlin door. Anyone going with him, or is everyone else going?
It's just me and Joe here right now, so I don't know. Where do you think Zach is going? We need somebody to report Stefanos' imminent demise in the plane of fire. So maybe Zach should go with Stefanos. He is back, but he's just not back at his computer yet.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing Carrie. Well, let's see. Okay, he's going with you guys to the round.
Alright.
Awesome.
You flip a coin.
Why would you flip a coin when you can just type in roll 1d2?
Flip a virtual coin.
Well, meaning the equivalent of flipping it.
Mm-hmm.
Morgana going to the round, or is she going to see Merlin door?
She would actually be going to see the Merlin door. Well, somewhat pertains to her. The kid would seem like he wants to follow her, but she motions for him to go to the round. Pertains
Yeah.
to.
You want to be a knight, bro. This is what it is.
For some reason.
Hmm.
He wants to be a knight.
Yep. Okay. So, as you're heading up to the door, give me a perception check.
Oh no.
I have that. Ironically, the 2 and the 17 are very close together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're Jesus.
Oh, can we play it?
Stefanos, as you're walking down the hall, one of these servants stumbles into you, and then you feel the hot bite of steel enter your flesh as she does so.
Oh!
Fortitude save.
What are the attendants?
Yep. Some kind of servant.
I had the right thought to go.
Oh boy.
Dear.
They're trying to assassinate us.
I assume that succeeded.
You feel a wave of dizziness as your vision goes black for a moment, but you manage to shake it off as the servant takes off down the hall. Initiative.
Ooh, just put a pit in front of him.
I do have that prepared.
Place pit in front of it. Well, I'm gonna go do
Alright.
push-ups then while this is happening. Back.
Do I take damage from that, or is it just a poison knife?
I said 23 damage, and then...
Oh, fucking ow.
Oh, what's happening?
I got
Okay.
stabbed, apparently.
So we went around and we dispelled all the magic circles. Great. Me, Joe, and Boyhood went to go see the knights. Stefanos. Oh yeah, you came with us, Zach. Nate flipped a coin.
Okay.
Stefanos and Morgan went to Merlin's door.
And, alright.
Basically, everything's great.
Servant takes off down the hall, reaches the end of the hall, and rounds the corner to the left. Morgana looks to you to see if you're all right, as it is her turn.
I am looking surprised, but and quickly get him or catch him.
Okay, she is going to run down the hall as well, but she has to double move. And she too rounds the corner.
How far away is the corner?
Corner is 40 feet.
Perfect. Dimensional step up to the corner.
Okay, as you come to the corner, you'd see that the servant is about 20 feet away from you at this point, and she is running further down the.
Okay.
Still in the process of running, basically.
Saying servant is there, create pit like that.
Ooh.
This being the direction she's going.
Okay.
So that the next safest place they would have to jump is back towards you.
Yep.
Is there enough ground for your pit to be there?
That's a good question. Is the hallway more than 5?
This corridor does not have a full 10 feet.
Hmm.
It's about 7 feet across. Because the corridors leading up to the towers are narrower for the purposes of defense than the main corridors in the castle.
Can I use stone call? Fills the area. Oh boy. Yep. How long is that hallway?
The hallway goes on for 60 feet before cutting left and right.
Okay, stone call. The entire hallway is now difficult terrain, and they take 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay,
I'm back.
Saving throw none. Damn.
Yep. It's a good move
Alright.
killer spell. Oh, difficult.
Okay, roll it.
Does 12 damage.
Empowered. Fuck you. And
Well,
Okay.
I'll take it.
Servant gets pelted several times as they keep running. It's their turn. They would have to double move at this point because they can't run.
how bad a shape are they looking?
They're still able to run without any kind of limp or that. So
Give him the spiked pit, Stefanos.
They're always not big enough for pits.
they double move
Yeah,
up
but-
to 10 feet before the T section.
Fuck it. Just keep passing Stone Call then. Someone's gonna have to clean up all the rock though, because that. No, I think that disappears.
Goes away.
There you go.
Morgana is going to cast a spell. And the spell, though she'd blink, and she'd say, she'd finish off with, they are stronger than, they are strong enough that sleep doesn't even work.
Not have to worry about hurting them. I'll nod quickly.
And let's see, then it would be your turn.
Yeah,
After she's
another-
going to move her. 25 feet.
Called dimensional step in front of them, like to the end of the hall where the difficult terrain stops, and
Mhm.
battering blast them backwards.
Whoop-a-chang!
Now let's see. For every 5 beyond 5th, you get a second roll first. I only get 1 extra. Okay.
Oh, not even if you up the caster level?
Well, no, that put me up to 12. I already get 2.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can get a 15 somehow.
Gotcha.
Strength mod equal to your int. EMB is the caster level. Adding strength and plus 10 for each. Okay, let me roll. First one. Second one.
They get a reflex save. And those are for what? That's it.
Now that's if it succeeds, they get a reflex or fall prone.
Yeah, it definitely succeeded.
And they take empowered to 1d6. 22 damage.
Okay, she is blasted back and hits the ground hard.
Nice. The distance they go back is relevant, is based on how badly he destroyed her CMB. Yeah,
That's
CMB.
true.
Yeah, like
Or
a
CMB,
bull rush.
sorry. Yeah, like an actual bull rush.
Yep.
And that is
Every 5.
5 for every 5.
Yep, and 35 was my highest.
5 that you beat it by.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CMD was 27, so
So 5 feet? Or 10 feet? Probably 10 feet.
every
Yeah, 10
5.
feet.
Okay, 5,
No.
and then every 5 you beat it by.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the CMB, so you get 5, and then for every additional 5, you get another 5.
Okay, so 10 for the first one. The second blast would have sent her back an additional 10, so 15. Or additional 5, so 15.
There we
Wait a
go.
minute, this is 2 battering blasts. Take another damage.
Oh my god, Stefanos.
She's looking pretty rough at this point.
Wizard.
As, let's see, her turn. She's going to pull a vial out of her apron and drink it. She seizes up and hits the ground. Or seizes up and goes prone.
Oh, good thing
Cyanide
Speak with Dead is a
pill.
spell.
Combat is over.
Run over there. Quick heal check. Is she alive at all?
Pull it. She does not appear to be.
Better take her with you just in case.
Infernal healing. And I don't actually have room. I asked Morgana if she has room.
She does not.
Does she come back from after the infernal healing's done?
She remains laying there. Apparently dead and unmoving.
And infernal is nice. The fuck was that?
Morgana would ask, Seems like someone doesn't like you.
Well, yes, but they never tried to stab me over it before. Wait. They usually don't try to stab me over it.
Say, I should hope not. Are you sure you're alright?
Should be fine after this. I don't know what there was poison too. I'm gonna look at the dagger. Does it still have poison on it?
Kind of a faint residue of it, but not enough to actually get anything on. It was only 1 dose.
No, I just want to see if I can tell what it was.
There's not enough to be able to tell.
Anything else on her person?
Well, wearing faint servant's clothes at the faint servant's clothes. There is another potion vial in her apron, and and lashed around and actually coiled around her thigh is a rope and grappling hook.
There you go.
Oh,
Good thing we have a psychic person to divine stuff from this person.
it's true. It's a perception to identify a potion, right?
Yep, perception or detect spellcraft. Potions are the one thing you can identify without fucking spellcraft.
Well, yeah, because otherwise fucking fighters are fucked.
Oh yeah. Okay, you can determine it is a potion of invisibility.
I couldn't say. Guess we'll get to the door later. Should go back and tell them what happened.
Morgana would nod. And everybody else,
Hey,
you would make your way to the round table room.
can someone try and stab the paladin with poison now?
I know it doesn't matter much, but is Morgana going to try and carry it? Because I don't think I have enough weight without casting a spell. No strength.
She would sling the woman across her shoulders.
Okay.
I think you'd be fine, Stefanos. It's not like it would put you over your heavy load, right?
She better be a fucking anorexic bitch. My heavy load 66.
Also, Joe, I don't hope somebody stabs a paladin. I just hope they're all dead.
Ooh!
Drama.
Yeah, but then I can't do other things. I have to worry about the Knights of the Round Table.
No, Joe.
Throne is my own.
Now you have to do other things.
Yeah, sit on the throne and declare myself king.
Whoa! Whoa!
This escalated quickly.
Clearly, it's what they wanted.
Jesus.
Oh,
My
Yeah, that
puppy
was the
is
idea.
skinned. I had to cook it.
anyway, you guys would arrive at the round table room, and you can see that they are present. There is also those two off to the side in their respective spots, and you guys would be beckoned in.
I would stand slightly back from Chris, so that way they know it's him with business, not me.
Oh, business, right. Yeah.
You came here.
Alright.
No matter what you're doing here, it's business.
Well, Nate, they greet, or do they just stand there, do they just sit there with their judging eyes?
They would bid you, or they would greet you. Tristan would just prompt predominantly, as effectively he now head of the round, and he would say, "How goes the magic circles?" More to the group, specifically you, Chris. But
Yeah. Yeah. I'd leave that one to Joe. I'd look at him.
Wait, what?
They asked how go the magic circles.
They'd just say taken care of, all of them.
well done. What business brings you here today, then?
you, Chris.
Yep. Don't take this the wrong way. It's not like I'm actually gonna do a thing, but I'd scratch my head and say, can I go now? I'm not actually gonna leave, guys. I'm just...
Knights would kind of look between one another, as Gaheris would say, he says, "Have you no honor? We're sent here by your emperor to aid Camelot. Yet you're so quick you're so quick to be rid of that obligation." He just glares at you.
I'd say I suppose, but the prevailing threat has already been dealt with. What's left now is picking a side. Don't much care for that.
There is only one side. To say otherwise is treason.
I'll just nod.
Tristan would turn to Gaheris. The king must have the will, or the king must be part of the people. If he doesn't, then he is the king. The people will decide if there is more than one. If there is more than one faction to this. He'd look back to you and he'd say, "While you have aided us through one storm, and I have no qualms with releasing you from service. You've proved yourself an honorable man, and I would like you to remain there, at least for a little while longer." Though Tristan would be looking at you, Chris, very much like if you're, up to that.
Sigh. And I'd say, as if quoting, say, "Your eyes are to discern evil," holding up a finger for each line. "Your mouth is to speak truth. Your heart is filled with righteousness, and your sword is to purge evil." Kind of wiggle my fingers. I'd say, if anything here needs to be done that falls under that, I'll be around. And I'd also add on, I'd say, I won't discriminate who it pertains to.
Tristan would incline his head and he would say, "If those are the words by which or if those are the words that move you, then," let me see how I'd say it. "Then I would hope you would not discriminate."
I'd say, well, I got one more thing.
Yep.
Say, my king's not a fan of the words. But I haven't heard any other knight fight by them.
Hector would smile a bit and he would say, that you stood by us 20 years ago, my friend. This kingdom lived by those words.
I'm very much thinking a kingdom and its people are not the same thing, but I just nod. That's all I had.
No, the knights would nod their heads to you then, and they'd say, Tristan would say, if that is all then, I believe you are free to do as you will until the coronation day then. If something should arise, we will send messenger.
Do I know when coronation day is, Nate?
Yes.
How many days?
At this point,
Yes.
11.
And kind of look up like I'm counting and say something will happen. You might not be in a position to call for all your best people to help. So I'd add in. I'd say rather enthusiastically, I'd say, so make sure you're prepared.
At that point, Gaharis would go to say something, but then he gets cut off by Aglavale, who would just say, if Mordred and his ilk come knocking, we're prepared.
That's all I got. Joe, you got any words for them? Yeah, you cut out.
Nah. I was just following you.
All right. Well,
I figured they might have something for me if they've seen me, and I needed to appraise. You know, hey, took care of the seals.
Damn it, I was muted. Oh well. I was saying like, hey, you weren't so prepared yesterday. Anyway, Nate, I
But,
would
yeah.
also quick study and detect poison on the assassin.
Okay. You would detect poison. There's no
I
word,
need
just like detect magic, where you can.
Yeah, and I need to pass a DC 20 Wisdom or Craft Alchemy check. I have Craft Alchemy, so there you go.
Okay. Give me a second.
I still love the idea of the clever Godling being able to add charisma to all his saves. So every time he saves against a poison or a reflex or mind effect, I just imagine him going, "Ha ha!"
You know that used to be a feat.
What, yelling, ha-ha?
Yes, it's that. No, adding charisma to all your saves.
The poison is used is a combination of 3 different poisonous plants to form a mixture that renders the target in a near death-like state and unconscious.
Dungeon.
Man,
know how-
it'd be a shame
know
if
for
there was a
how
paladin
long.
that could fix this.
Can you?
The poison lasts for, upon a failed save, 1d6 hours.
Neutralize poison is a 4th level paladin, so Joe, I'm sorry.
And one of the particulars is that under the effect of this poison, you appear dead even under gazes such as Death Watch and similar
Ooh.
magics.
Cool.
So she didn't actually kill herself.
Yeah. Maybe she wants to be put in the dungeons. Don't play her game. Bring her back to the settlement.
Exactly.
I would tell Morgana of this and say, we got at least an hour, but let's hurry regardless.
She would nod, and guys would be arriving at the. Because you wanted to meet back up with the group, right?
I'm going back to where the knights are, yeah.
Okay, you guys will be arriving there about the time they're finishing up.
I'm walking right through the door.
There's been an assassination attempt.
Me.
You were thinking the same thing as me, Joe.
This is why we're here with our muscles, Chris.
Guys, you'd see Stefanos and Morgana walk into the room. Morgana's got a servant woman slung over her shoulder.
I would ask if she's well.
I hope not.
And move. Oh, what?
The
not, Stefanos.
well, the knights are all kind of like, what the fuck? As you know, some of them who were slouching or standing up or sitting up a bit straighter, like they should have, what the fuck just happened?
I'd
say,
show the stab wound.
Morgana would say a would-be assassin, and she'd nod over to Stefanos.
She's
Um,
not dead, but she's going to look it for 1 to 6 hours.
Gonna
think
look
that's what you
at
said, right?
him.
You said 1 to 6 hours, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I put a hand on the cat's head. He's healed.
Yay. Actually, that's
And
enough.
you're looking at Aglavale. What are you looking for?
I had a feeling it was good. There were things that were going to happen that they weren't going to be able to see coming. So I just want to see. How he's reacting to this.
Definitely like
Oh.
kind of surprised and pissed, as it's kind of like fucking she's dressed like one of our servants.
Yeah.
I'd say she had a poison dagger. I don't know what was in it or what was on it. She had a potion of invisibility. Wave it at him. Whatever she drank that made her seem dead, and a grappling hook.
Gaharis would kind of stand up and he would motion to Antony's father, and he would tell him to order a search of the castle. All the servants are to be stopped and searched. I want to know how many more assassins are lurking in our midst. They just kind of have a pause, like, all right.
I have a look of my face that's like, that isn't gonna do. They've made their move. They've moved out. But
But he'd nod his head, and he'd say, "As you will." Depart.
yeah, I'm pretty sure his father's in the same boat I am.
It's like the serpent struck. It's already gone back down its hole.
You know, have they ever said where Kay was?
No, we're gonna work on that ourselves.
Okay.
Oh yes, and I would have bound her hands with her own rope since we had rope now.
Probably break her fingers too.
You go ahead and do that.
I'm Paladin. I can't do it. You have to do it.
Zach can do it.
I could do it, but I don't know much.
I'm too good for this dirty work. Here, you do it.
Isn't that how it's supposed to work, Nate?
There.
I think Stefanos and me are the only neutral guys here.
Oh man, you're neutral?
Yeah, neutral good.
Oh, you're still good.
As good as I
I'm
want
a
to be.
neutral on the good evil alignment.
Ugh.
Or good evil axis.
I'd be better off with true neutral, but yeah.
All right.
You know, if you would have requested to break your fingers, I would have been more than happy to oblige.
More than happy.
More than
Zach, can
happy.
you break her neck?
No.
I mean fingers?
Oh yeah, sure.
mean, fine.
I'll break everything.
I'd actually ask if you had the weapon on you, Stefan, that she used to strike it with.
Psychic
to you.
friend?
You say you give it to me?
Yeah, hand it to you.
I'd put that on my belt. Say I might know someone that we have someone that can do something with this.
Oh yeah, the gnome.
So,
No,
What?
the
No.
beautiful lady that isn't that the lady that's sitting in my bed all the
No,
that's
Nate's relegated her to non-existent. One of my old followers is a psychic.
Yeah, it was the gnome, right?
No,
No, the
no,
gnome
she's
was
the
the,
she's the engineer.
No,
one.
she's the engineer.
Regardless, yeah, I used her. Oh, the X.
Well, keep a hand on that. No, I wouldn't keep a hand.
Wait, who have I relegated to non-existence?
Ah, my
This is
Slayer's
a whole
cohort.
Cohort. Considering that character doesn't exist right now.
Pretty much.
Well, no one's talked to her. We haven't had
Yeah,
a reason to.
Pretty much,
I'm-
I'm really not going to do much with her. If she's there for you guys to use as a utility for the most part.
I am not gonna use
Yeah.
a cohort from a character that isn't here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I didn't want her to be. But, yeah, doesn't matter. I'm not on that character right now, so.
Well, I'd look to the knights. I'd say we've magic to help try and get answers from her. We can take her, or she could stay with you. She did try and take care of our little friend here.
I'd look at you, Joe, and I'd say we already know what they're going to do next, don't we?
Well, Aglavale would speak as he would say, "Leave her with us. Take her to the dungeons, and we'll get what she knows out of her."
Too strong. Okay, good. I do not know that you can detect thoughts, Stefanos. I just know you have magic.
Oh, I forgot I could detect thoughts too.
Well, I'd say we'll see. She gets to the dungeon then.
Tristan would look at the gate, would glance at you guys, and he'd ask if there's anything, if there's anything more that you have. Then, if you'd like, we can assign you a guard.
And wave it off. I'll be more careful next time. I won't let him sneak up on me next time.
Say, I'm not sure how long it will be, but tomorrow we will be taken to London. We should be back by the day's end. Or we may be back by the day's end. And just nod.
Harris and Ellie and both raised their eyebrows like, the fuck?
Who's
So,
it?
so Tristan and Hector both just smile, and Tristan nods and says, "Safe travels then to you."
I'll raise my hand and say I'll be sticking around in Camelot while they're gone.
Ooh, there you go.
I don't got business in London.
He would ask if you have a place to stay, or if you would like them to have a room prepared for you in the castle.
There's no the castle is much better than I can go to with a nice bed. Less rolls too.
I just wave my hand and say too roomy. I like smaller spaces for sleeping.
Oh,
I'd say if you're up for the trip, you're more than welcome to remain with us.
Well, with that then, the round would dismiss you, and you could
Yes.
and yeah.
We'd get that bitch to the. Ooh, touch my armpit. Get that bitch to the dungeons. Inform Tobias of the situation
Good
and
name.
that she needs to be, on super lockdown.
Yeah,
Lord, don't you
he would
find that
he would nod, and I say
So-
that they have just the machine for her.
Oh.
Also, that's scary. I would also let him know that she is not dead. She merely ingested a poison that makes her look like it.
Oh, and when I was detecting poison, I would make sure. Does she have like a poison tooth in there?
Ooh.
She did not appear to, no.
Okay.
Not
You
detected.
have a poison tongue. Well, that I just looked to Atarka.
No,
All right.
Wait. Nope, I never actually got to see Merlin's room.
Oh right. Fuck, I forgot. Yeah, you got shanked on the way there. Let's walk there together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not that it matters now.
No,
You
let's
know.
split the party. I'm going back to the castle.
Okay, good luck walking.
Well, alright. You guys make your way to Merlin's room?
Okay. This time.
This time.
Yes, first I'm going to cast Heroism on myself. Get another +2 to that Knowledge Arcana.
Okay.
And the Raven is going to assist me, and I'm going to use Flash of Insight. Roll 20 plus 24. 44 Knowledge Arcana,
Still fail.
probably. Trying to get
Okay,
the
and what are
command
you
word.
trying? What are you? Oh, okay, trying to find the command word.
Yeah.
Pussyfoot.
Magic. I've been saying magic this whole time. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's just magic. What?
Please and thank you.
You didn't thank the door for opening. Gosh.
You didn't open.
It's hot.
You
boy,
are
it's
able to
29.
determine the command word.
Oh God.
Allahu Akbar.
Yes. Are we about to
And-
die?
And saying this command word takes me there, or takes everyone, or explodes me.
Oh, it changes where the door goes.
Oh, I still can't touch it.
Hmm?
Or can I? But there's still the other enchants that made it untouchable, right?
Correct, unless you were known by the caster, and unless the caster basically made it so that this person is allowed to touch the door.
Deemed you worthy.
That's why we got Morgan.
Yeah, I'd say. Okay, I think I got the word, but I still can't go in, or I'll actually die this time. Morgan, I think you'll be able to.
Potentially die. Depends on what plane you end up on.
There's also the disintegrates.
Yeah, there's also the disintegrate. One of two effects. So either you end up on a different plane, or you get disintegrated.
I do not have planar adaptation yet, so probably not. Regardless, I can't get back.
Okay, she would ask you what the command word.
Word.
Bet it's an anagram of her name.
She'd kind of narrow her eyes for a moment. More sentimental than I thought or she'd say more sentimental than I remember, or than I would have thought.
Mhm.
She'd say that string. She'd say the command word is essentially the druidic words for one's home or the place you belong.
She said you didn't know druidic.
She doesn't know much.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll see if she tries it.
And yep, she'd kind of take a deep breath and step forward and go to open the door. And it opens.
Oh God.
The same inside we saw before?
Nope.
Off the bed.
Hey guys, are you alright with stopping here? Because I have to shower and I don't want to get into Merlin quest right now. I think it'd be a good place to start on either Thursday or Tuesday.
We should rename this instead of Remnants around cliffhanger quest.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Yeah, fuck you.
Okay, we could stop here.
Alright.
Zach, are you gonna be here Thursday?
This time I will make it for sure.
Okay.
For sure?
I
Joe?
will make that my life's work.
That was a very half-hearted life's work, but alright.
Yeah, I could probably.
Okay.
What was the question?
Thursday.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
We don't.
Just Thursday.
Yep.
No, nothing else added to it. Just Thursday.
Feeling good on a Thursday.
Feeling good.
Chris couldn't have run away that way. We could have.
What? Wait, what'd you say, Joe?
You cut out.
Yeah, nothing came through that time.
Yeah, there's not food in my mouth. I said you couldn't have just gone and dicked off at a whorehouse, and we could have kept going.
Anyway.
I like being here for sessions.
I'd like to say Flash of Insight is still the best ability.
Only if you can't rewind time.
I might be able to do that at level 16.
Flash of Insight or Rewind Time?
Rewind time.
At 18 I can stop time for a little bit.
Neat.
No, I can.
Neat.
Oh, I thought you said me. Okay.
Yeah.
I can even be faster than you, Chris. Faster than you.
You will never be stronger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know what my strength is going to be at 20th?
What is it?
37.
Wait, hold on. Just strength 30 with what?
The strength score.
No, I mean with what?
Bullshit. With bullshit.
If I do Form of the Dragon 3, then I get the size bonuses to
Oh, you have to turn into a big old dragon. Oh.
Fuck you!
Oh, look at me. I'm a dragon now. Of course you're strong.
Fuck you, Chris.
That's temporary dragon strength. Mine's permanent.
Bullshit, I can permanentize.
Or,
See that?
aside from 4 points. Belt of Giant Strength, so a permanent 33.
You need 6 points.
Hmm?
You need 6 points for Belt of Giant Strength.
No. My belt is only giving me 4 right now, so.
Oh, I thought you meant it.
Yeah, I do. I don't assume I'll have anything.
Oh.
I only go off of what I know I have.
You could add another 5 to that with your inherent tome of +5 strength.
I could not, because there is already something giving me an inherent bonus to strength. Oh, maybe one day in like 4 years I'll reach level 20 with this guy.
You'll be paralyzed first.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You should
Yeah,
buy
that's
that
both
lesser
confidence
necklace of
I have
fuck paralysis.
Huh?
You should buy that lesser necklace of fuck paralysis.
That would be a waste of a slot.
Would it?
How many things paralyze?
It's paralysis, grapple, or entangle.
Is it a bonus against it, or does it just say no, you can't?
It's if you get hit by it, you are immune to it. You have freedom of movement for 3 rounds.
But then once those 3 rounds are over, it comes back. It shows up. If it lasts that long.
No, it gets rid of it. It gives you freedom of movement for 3 rounds. If you're still gonna get hit by it again, yeah, it's gone. And you can get hit by it again, but.
Oh.
And then the necklace crumbles into dust.
Ooh.